A regular test in Pest looks like this. We have an it or a test function, we can give it a description, and then in a function we can do the actual test. But for some tests you don't need this function. Let's try that out. So I'm going to remove that function and call get and assert C directly on what is returned from it. And if I run this test, you can see that it works as well. We call this a higher order test. And you immediately notice that it takes less lines of code and it is very easy to read. Not all tests can be converted to a higher order test. For instance, if you have a little bit of setup work, it might be better to just use a regular Pest test. Let's give another example of a higher order test. We're going to do this in the blog post test. In this test, we create a blog post first, and we then make an expectation on that. Let's convert that one. And I'm going to create a new test here so we can still compare it to the original version. So this one is, it adds a slug when a post is created, higher order version, like that. You can chain expect immediately on the it function. And here we could give it the blog post that we've created, and I'm going to make it a one-liner here, like that. We don't make the expectation on the blog post directly, but we do the expectation on a slug. So I should use slug here. And then I can do my to equal, or really any expectation that I want. So this remains chainable as well. Let's run this test. And right now we get an error because when expect is run, Laravel isn't fully booted yet, but we can quickly fix that by making this a function and run the test again. And sure enough, this passes. If I change this to the wrong value, then we see that the test fails. So again, a much terser version than the original one. So let's remove this one and remove this suffix. Very nice. We can improve this a little bit further by removing the slug here and adding it here. Let's rerun it again. And this works too. Isn't that amazing? This is an example of a higher order expectation. And this is something that we'll cover further in the next video.